Okay, welcome to Mazza Team Thursday, and we're going to talk real estate, and we're down by the water here. You're going to love this. Now, can you see King Neptune back there? That's just the opening part. This is where the boats come out onto the water from the Newport Yacht Club. And we were there, remember, in the springtime when they had their open house, and they had a good open house. Kind of rainy on the weekend, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous view out here from the end of Lake Ontario. And today what we want to talk about is a question that I wanted to bring up a couple of weeks ago, Martin, but you were away, so we want to touch on it now. And a little controversial, so we don't mind getting into that a bit. And that is Hamilton has, unfortunately, for what a lot of people think, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, has apparently joined, according to CMHC, Toronto, Vancouver, a couple of other places where it's considered housing is overpriced. And I would think that would make maybe people hesitant to buy right now, saying, oh my gosh, why buy when it's too hot? I got to wait. So what's your take on all this?
Overvaluation, right? I mean, it's a tough topic, but I mean, when you look at Hamilton and where we've come from and where we are today, we've caught up. You know, you had the market, you had Toronto, of course, but Mississauga, Oakville, Burlington, yet all those markets over the past bunch of years have gains, incredible gains. Hamilton's been catching up, and you know, the demand hasn't slowed. Local people upgrading, out-of-town buyers seeing it as a good option. You know, we're a mid-sized city that still has great highway access. You know, the waterfront, as you're saying, good health sciences, a great university. I guess I can go on record and say I disagree. We're not overvalued. There's still room for lots of growth. We have clients who tried to buy houses in the last 12 to 18 months and are still trying to buy houses. They've lost out on multiple bids, and you know that story. We've talked about it. Yep. They're 10 to 15% behind. They're still looking for a house. They didn't drop out of the market, and they're not unlike a lot of buyers today. They're still looking for houses. So, and they know they're going to have to step it up and perhaps pay a little more over the next little bit. So I still think we're on track for growth. You know, slow, steady growth, I think everybody would like more so than the big jumps, but I disagree with the overvaluation part for Hamilton.
Okay. Part of the good thing about having a team is you got a bunch of players on here. So you've got a guy who's involved not just locally real estate, but in the province.
Yeah, Sean Morrison, I'll introduce, and he may speak further on that. And he's involved with the Ontario Real Estate Association. And Sean's privy to lots of interesting conversations, so I'll hand it over to him.
Okay, so I'll just slide out of here, go in front of the camera. You never do this, of course. Only on social media.
We'll forgive
Can
you,
do
Steve.
this? So the question is, did you cringe when you saw that report going saying Hamilton overvalued?
I wouldn't say cringe. I think I understand where they're coming from. They look at the aggregate data for the area. They look at the average income within the city and the mean price of a house for sale in the city. And it doesn't tell the whole story. A lot of the people are coming out of Oakville and Burlington, moving into the city. They may work in Toronto. You know, they're not taking into a fact that we have all-day going into Toronto now, so a lot of the people are working in Toronto and living in Hamilton, so you can't really take the average price in Hamilton against the average income in Hamilton and come up with the fact that it's overvalued. I also think Hamilton has actually been undervalued for a very long time, and they're rating it based on a 16% growth in price year over year versus actually looking at where it is. I think we've actually just come up to value, and I think Hamilton is still a great value for those looking.
Okay, so again, right off the top, I say, you know, a lot of people might say, oh, gee, I've heard this, CMHC, government organization, well-respected, they're saying it's overvalued. I'm not going to buy right now. What do you say to people with that thought in their mind? They want to buy a house, but they think, maybe I shouldn't.
No, I understand. I think the value of your home is worth what you feel it is worth when it comes down to it. I mean, looking at the communities in Hamilton, looking at all of the great development that we have more cranes in the sky than we've ever had before. We had a 2013 report naming it as the #1 city to invest in. So I think Hamilton is doing great things, and I think the rest of the world will eventually realize that. But unfortunately, they'll be a little bit too late because the people that are buying now will get in, well, it's still good.
Okay. So the Mazza team has a great team put together. They don't mind answering the difficult questions out there when we have them for you. We'll have more for you next week. And just one last look here. Sam, just show them the vista here over to King Neptune on Lake Ontario. What a spot this is.